Have you ever felt like you were simply going through the motions? You wake up, you go to work, you come home, you watch television, you scroll through your phone, then you do it all again tomorrow. Many people tell me, I don't know what my purpose is. I feel stuck. I don't know what I really want. If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. The good news is that you do not need to discover one grand purpose for your life before you can begin moving forward. A better place to start is with your values. Values provide direction. They help answer the question, what kind of person do I want to be? And when we begin living according to our values, life often starts to feel more meaningful, even before our circumstances change. Today, I want to walk you through a simple process for identifying your values and building a life around them. Before we begin, a quick note. This video is for educational and self-development purposes only. It is not psychotherapy, counseling, or medical advice. If you are struggling with significant emotional distress, depression, anxiety, trauma, thoughts of self-harm, or other very serious mental health concerns, please, if urgent, call 911 or go to the nearest hospital emergency room, or if less urgent, consult a qualified healthcare professional. For those who would like to go deeper, channel members can access a companion worksheet and guided workshop through the members section of this channel. Step 1. What is a value? Many people confuse values and goals. They are related, but they are not the same thing. A goal is something you can accomplish. A value is an ongoing direction. For example, running a marathon is a goal. Being healthy is a value. Getting married is a goal. Being a loving partner is a value. Graduating from college is a goal. Being a lifelong learner is a value. Values never end. You never finish being kind. You never finish being honest. You never finish being curious. You never finish being compassionate. Values are directions you continue moving toward throughout your life. Think of a value like a compass rather than a destination. The compass points you in a direction. You keep walking. Step 2. You can have more than one value. Sometimes people believe they need to discover their one true purpose. Most people do not have one value. They have many. You might value family, friendship, learning, creativity, health, faith, service, adventure, integrity, love, growth, community, humor, curiosity, wisdom. The question is not, what is my one value? The better question is, what matters most to me? And the answer may involve several values. Step 3. Look at what already matters to you. Many people already know their values. They simply haven't put them into words. Here's a simple exercise. Think about a time when you felt proud of yourself. Not successful, proud. Ask yourself, what was I expressing about myself in that moment? Perhaps you helped someone. Perhaps you showed courage. Perhaps you persevered through difficulty. Perhaps you stood up for something important. The values are often hidden inside those moments. Now think about someone you deeply admire. What qualities do you admire? Their kindness, their courage, their honesty, their generosity, their wisdom. The qualities we admire in others often point toward values we want to develop in ourselves. Step 4. Notice what gives life meaning. Another way to discover your values is to pay attention to experiences that make life feel richer, fuller, and more alive. Ask yourself, when do I feel most engaged? When do I lose track of time? When do I feel connected to other people? When do I feel useful? When do I feel most like myself? Sometimes values reveal themselves through the things we already enjoy doing. Other times, they reveal themselves through the things we wish we were doing more often. Meaning is not something we simply discover. Meaning is also something we create through the values we choose to live by and the actions we take each day. Step 5. Explore the major areas of life. Now let's look at some of the major areas of life. As you consider each one, ask yourself, what kind of person do I want to be in this area of my life? Notice the question is not, what do I want to have? The question is, who do I want to become? Relationships. What kind of partner do I want to be? Perhaps loving, supportive, patient, affectionate, trustworthy. Family. What kind of family member do I want to be? Perhaps present, helpful, reliable, encouraging. Work. What kind of professional do I want to be? Perhaps competent, creative, ethical, helpful, dependable. Physical health. What kind of person do I want to be regarding my health? Perhaps energetic, responsible, balanced, active. What kind of friend do I want to be? Perhaps loyal, caring, available, supportive. Meaning, purpose, or spirituality. What kind of person do I want to be? Perhaps thoughtful, compassionate, connected, purposeful. Personal growth. What kind of person do I want to become? Perhaps curious, open-minded, resilient, a lifelong learner. Recreation and enjoyment. What kind of life do I want to create? Perhaps one that includes fun, adventure, creativity, playfulness, joy. Finances and responsibilities. What kind of person do I want to be? Perhaps responsible, prepared, generous, disciplined. As you move through these areas, you begin building a picture of the person you want to become. Step 6. Turn values into goals. Once you've identified a value, create a goal that reflects it. Suppose your value is friendship. Possible goals might include reconnect with 3 old friends, schedule a monthly lunch, join a community group. Suppose your value is health. Possible goals might include workout, meet 2 hours a day, walk to walk 3 times per week, improve your sleep habits, cook healthier meals. The goal is not the value. The goal is simply one way of expressing the value. Step 7. Turn goals into action. This is where many people get stuck. They create enormous goals. Then they become overwhelmed. Instead, ask, what is one small action I can take this week? Not next year, not someday, this week. Maybe text a friend, take a 10-minute walk, read 5 pages of a book, call a family member, have one meaningful conversation with your spouse, spend 15 minutes working on a hobby, volunteer for an hour. Small actions create momentum. Momentum creates change, and change often begins much smaller than we expect. Step 8. Expect imperfection. One of the biggest mistakes people make is believing, if I fail, that I wasn't really committed. That simply isn't true. Living according to your values is not about perfection. It is about direction. Everyone gets distracted. Everyone gets discouraged. Everyone drifts off course. The question is not, did I do it perfectly? The question is, am I willing to take another step toward the person I want to become? Even a small step still counts. Before we finish, I would like you to pause and ask yourself one question. What kind of person do I want to be moving forward? Not next year, not someday, starting today. You do not need to solve your entire life. You do not need a perfect plan. You do not need complete certainty. You only need a direction. Values provide that direction. When we repeatedly choose actions that move us toward our values, life often becomes richer, deeper, and more meaningful, even when circumstances are difficult. Before you leave, I encourage you to choose one value that matters deeply to you. Then identify one small action you can take this week that reflects that value. Not a giant life change, not a 5-year plan, just one action, a phone call, a walk, a conversation, an act of kindness, a commitment to learning. Remember, values are not destinations, they are directions. A meaningful life is rarely built through one dramatic decision. More often, it is built through thousands of small choices that gradually move us toward the person we want to become. If you would like additional guidance, channel members can access the companion worksheet and an upcoming workshop in July 2026 that walk through this process step by step. Thank you for spending this time with me. I wish you well as you continue building a life guided by your values. And remember, you do not have to find the perfect purpose before you begin. You only need to take the next step in a direction that matters.